Yeah, dude, I can say I've fucked up a lot of songs just from like I'll get the main idea down that should be the only idea, and I'll be like, ah, nah, it's too simple. Like I should add, some fucking crazy break right here, and then I start going into this like deep hole, and like I just change the song completely, and I just fuck the whole song up.
Welcome to the Mr. Bill podcast. I'm Bill's manager, Anand Harsh. I'm also editor-in-chief of theUnst.com. If you're listening to this on the day it drops on Patreon, happy Labor Day. Hope your barbecue went off without a hitch and you didn't spill any mustard on your crisp new duds. If you're listening to this afterwards because you're not a Patreon supporter, I hope you got ants in your picnic basket. We've had a run of guests on the show recently of people I'm lucky enough to consider personal friends, or at least they're polite enough to let me yell about Queens of the Stone Age's self-titled album in my rental car. Today's guest is Aaron Pugh, a.k.a. Vector. Young Mr. Pugh is part of this exciting enclave of progressive bass producers out of Birmingham, Alabama. He's one half of Integrate with Black Carl. He's toured with Charles I and has releases on Bass Rush, The Rust, Veil, and Slugwife. He's an exciting artist and seriously one to watch over the next couple of years. We're all expecting big things from him. If you're one of our lovely Patreon supporters, take a breather. This part's not for you. This is for the free feeders now. On this Labor Day, please consider the labor it takes Bill to research and record these episodes, and Robert to edit out all the stuff that will get Bill and his guests canceled. Patrons get early access to episodes, bonus content, secret merch bundles, Discord roles, and more. Is guilt an effective tool? I don't know. Let's find out. Visit patreon.com/Mr. Bill's Tunes to subscribe. And last but certainly not least, head over to MrBillsTunes.com to become a hardcore Ableton-ear. You get full access to Bill's project files and tutorials for producers at all skill levels. All right, here's Bill's chat with Vector.
Hey, you're listening to the Mr. Bill podcast.
Hey, you're listening to the Mr. Bill podcast.
Hey, you are listening to the Mr. Bill podcast.
Hey, you're 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 listening to the Mr.
Hey, you're listening to the Mr. Bill podcast.
Tight. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I pretty much send Anand, or actually, I got to stop calling him Anand because me and Carl have been calling him Anand for like the longest time. He hasn't said a single thing about it. And like he because he just pronounces his name completely wrong. It's Anand.
Oh, it's Anand, right? Yeah, that's a good point. There's so I've been like super into chess lately, and there's an Indian guy who's he was like the world champion for a while, and his name is Anand Vinesh. I can't really pronounce his last name, but yeah, I still call Anand.
Cool.
Yeah, for people listening, Anand's been on the podcast as well, and he manages you and Black Carl.
Well, he's just Carl's agent manager pretty much.
Okay, but he manages.
But he helps our project.
Right. So is Anand your manager?
No, he's not. My manager is David Kissinger.
Oh, right. Okay, I don't know him.
He's a cool cat.
Right. Man, it's hilarious to me that Black Carl named himself Black Carl.
Dude, he actually I had to talk him out of trying to change his name 5 times because he always is dude, my name's Black Carl. Well, so there's 2 things. It's he was kind of back and forth about his name being Black Carl. Plus there's this small band from I think Arizona called Black Carl, but they don't put shit out at all anymore. But if someone just goes online and types in Black Carl, they show up. So it's kind of it's hard to just type his name and then find his shit.
Right. So I was almost hoping the first time that I met him that he'd be white, just so to be like the weirdest shit ever, like
Exactly.
the most incorrect name.
So bad. Well, nowadays he like that would not. Yeah, he would for sure have to change his name because that would be a huge thing if he was white calling himself Black Carl.
Yeah, totally. You guys are both in Arkansas, right? Alabama, right. Wait, Alabama is the one that's near Florida.
Georgia. Yeah, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee.
Okay, that's very
That
different.
whole area.
Okay, so that's super different to Arkansas. It's still...
Yeah.
Is Arkansas considered the South still?
Yeah, no, it totally is, but it's kind of like closer to like, I guess the Midwest, I guess, right? Like it's kind of like close to Kansas, I think.
Right.
I haven't been there, so I have no idea.
But you've been in Alabama your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much.
Crazy. How is it living in the South?
It's like, I don't know, like I like it a lot, but there are certainly like things about it that are, you know, kind of backwards. Like,
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say backwards. It's just kind of like people who have been here their whole life, like kind of like have this certain mindset about certain things, and it's hard to just change their mindset.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
like the
it's like-
South gets this bad rap for being this crazy racist, bigoted place or whatever.
Oh, dude, it totally does. But I mean, I'll say that like throughout the past, like I don't know, 5 years or so of going across like the country, like there's been way more like places that I'm like, wow, y'all are racist as shit. Like that's not the like South.
Right. Yeah. I mean, coming from Australia, I feel like a lot of Australia is pretty racist and backwards, to be honest. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
like people talk about like slavery and shit in America, right? And that was obviously horrendous, like one of the worst fucking things that's ever happened.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
man, it was even worse in Australia. Like they
Really?
Oh yeah, man. It was like total genocide of the Aboriginals there.
Holy shit,
Like
I had
when
no
the
idea.
Yeah, as far as I know, the British landed and just fucking murdered all the Aboriginals, turned them into slaves, raped them, all that kind of stuff.
So it's kind of like the same thing like that when down here, just, you know, another place. I mean, I feel like that's how like all the like colonies were started, just off some like fucked up shit that somebody
Yeah.
else came in and just completely just tore apart the whole, you know, people who are already there.
Yeah, it was
which is
pretty much
crazy.
just like either the Spanish or the British or the French or something, just like coming into places and just killing everyone who already lived there.
Or like the fucking Vikings, dude. They were insane. And it goes back to like who's the guy who like conquered like Rome and all that shit? Was it Genghis Khan?
Maybe.
Dude, he was like an animal.
Was he a Viking? No,
No.
he was an Asian guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say Mongolian, maybe?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just did like unspeakable things.
Yeah. Speaking of Vikings, I heard this crazy story the other day. There's these type of magic mushrooms called fly agarics, and they're like the red mushrooms with the white dots on them. They're like the classic Alice in Wonderland
Right,
mushroom.
yeah.
And they're from this strain or breed called, I think, Amanita ascara or something like that. But anyway, what happens if you eat them is they make you incredibly sick. But if you filter them first and put them through this like brewing process and filtration process, then they have this like, for starters, like psychedelic property to them. But they also apparently have this like numbing property where it makes you not feel pain. And apparently what Viking berserkers used to do back in the day before they would go into war is they would feed these fly agaric mushrooms to slaves, and then the slaves would get incredibly sick, but then they would collect their piss and drink their piss because like the slave's body would have filtered out all the toxins from the mushroom, and then they'd drink it and go into battle with this like numbing effect.
What the fuck? How did they find that out?
This is my question too. It's like, how did they figure out like that was the good thing? They're like, oh, we tried
Yeah.
everything else. How about we try drinking piss?
Yeah, they're like, all right, look, I'll take this, and then we're gonna drink it, and then we're gonna storm the battle. Like,
Yeah, it's like I've done everything else before war, and I'm starting to get real bored with the process. So how about you eat this and then I drink your piss and then go to war?
What the fuck? Dude, fucking like battles back then, like that time period seemed so much more brutal than, you know, like the shit that goes on now, just because it was like you're getting stabbed with with a fucking sword through like your fucking leg, and like you can't just like walk away from that. Like someone gets shot in the leg now, like it's an easy fix probably. But if you get stabbed in the leg, you're done for.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you prefer to get stabbed in the leg or shot in the leg?
Oh, shot for sure.
Like where? Really?
I mean, I would not want to get shot. Period. But like that. Like if someone did shoot me in the leg, I would prefer that as like being sliced open.
Yeah, that's true. I only recently learned that there's like rules in war. I didn't think there was any rules. Like I thought it was just a thing where they were like, we're gonna fucking kill you, and the other people were like, I'm gonna kill you too, and then they just go to war and just do their best to kill each other. But there's actually
there's
like,
a lot of rules of engagement.
Yeah, do you know some of them? Or?
I know. I couldn't like.
Let me Google them.
Yeah, I was about to say
Rules
like it's probably just from a lot of like shows I've watched where they like can't like, you know, they can't shoot certain people. Like even if they're like right in front of her face, they couldn't take a shot of them unless they had, you know, calls to. Because it's not just like a whole like free for all.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the principles are here. This is like a big Wikipedia rabbit hole I'll go down later, I guess.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of shit though. Like, I mean, what's that fucking movie with like Mark Wahlberg?
Sniper?
Yeah, he's like a sniper. No, it's like him and like 4 guys, and they're supposed to go kill this terrorist, but they couldn't. Like some, I think it was people from the town the terrorist was at found them, and they're like, let's kill them, but they're like, nah, like that can't, because then they'll fuck us, because it goes against like, you know, the whole rules of engagement.
Right. And then there's like some pretty straightforward and sensible rules, like don't use nuclear weapons because that'll just like fuck everyone up.
Dude, that's just the best rule. That's because that whole thing in what was it, Lebanon, right?
Yeah, where the what is like a, what was the factory?
I can't
it was like,
remember the town or the factory name. I don't know. It's called right, or Beirut.
Beirut, yeah.
Beirut. That shit,
yeah,
like, that just like made me think about like if someone had a perfect bomb to drop on us, it would just be devastating.
Yeah, it was an ammonium nitrate factory.
Which is crazy,
at,
dude.
The port of the city of Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. It exploded, caused 190 deaths, 6,500 injuries. It cost $10 to $15 billion in property damage, and it left about 300,000 people homeless.
So what's insane about that too is they the nitrate that was stored there was like dropped off there like 5 years ago or some shit like that, and like the government there like sent a bunch of like letters saying like, hey, y'all need to take this out, like it should not be here, and they just didn't ever touch it, and then just exploded.
Wait, but it wasn't supposed to be there, right?
No, it wasn't supposed to be there. Like the nitrate was on some ship, and the ship like had some kind of problem, I think, and then they had to come into that town for the night, and then the ship couldn't go back out, so they took all the stuff off the ship, and then it just had there for like 5 years.
Fuck. Yeah, that's
wild.
Pretty fucking dumb.
Exactly, right? Like it's the smallest shit, or not that small, but like it's just like shit like that, and it just causes that much damage so fast.
Hey, we should probably address the reason why you stutter and stuff like that, because I feel like people, especially on YouTube, will be like, what the fuck is this?
The fuck is this kid? Is this high? Is this kid high?
Yeah, so you have cerebral palsy, right?
Yeah.
I have a cousin who has it as well. He was also, he wasn't born with it per se, but like what happened is when he was born, doctors grabbed his head with forceps to pull him out, and they bruised his brain in the process and gave him cerebral palsy.
See,
and
mine's kind of the same thing. Like mine, I came out of my mom, and I think her umbilical cord is wrapped around my neck, and so it kind of like did the same thing. It caused some kind of like damage to my brain, dude. But like, it shocked me that, like, the first time I like met you. You're like, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, what's up? You're like, hey, do you have cerebral palsy? I was like, how the fuck did you like nail that on the spot? Because no one else does.
Well, yeah, it's because my cousin has
it's because
it.
your cousin, but
Yeah.
it completely shocked me. I was like, tight. Someone actually knows.
Yeah. I mean, it's the crazy thing about cerebral palsy. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that it doesn't like affect like anything else other than your motor skills, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just your motor skills.
Yeah, so it's
like, but I've seen a lot of people who had it like they can't like walk at all, they can't like talk at all. So they're pretty mild. But
yeah, my cousin's case is a lot worse. Like understanding him is really difficult and stuff like that. And yeah, he's in a wheelchair and stuff like that. But he got massively compensated because it was the doctor's fault. So he got paid out like a shitload of money.
I probably could have done the same thing, but I don't think my parents were like, yeah, let's not, let's not focus our time on that, and let's just, deal with it. Which, I mean, don't really bother me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like if you've just lived that way from day one, then that's just like.
Yeah, dude, like if I did let it like get to me, I'd be like crippled with anxiety probably.
Yeah,
like I couldn't get out of the house and like do shit like that.
Man, speaking of like states of being from day one, I was reading this book last night by this guy called Douglas Harding. It's called On Having No Head. And basically it starts by him saying he was walking around the Himalayas and he basically one day realized that he has no head. And he's like, when you're looking out of your head, you don't like see your own head. You see your body and your torso and all of that shit, but you never see your own head. And then he's like, when you see other people's head or when you see yourself in the mirror or whatever, that's just like, light reflect. I don't know. But it's a really weird argument that he makes. But essentially, he makes the argument that your state of being is one from where you don't live inside your head. Because most people feel like their consciousness exists in their head, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It feels like that's like your center of being or whatever. But he said that he somehow feels like that's not the case. And I don't know.
That's interesting. That's a good take on it though, because I feel that way. I feel like it's all inside my head, as do a lot of people. So
yeah,
but no, there's shit like that where I told you that night where like I get this so much. Like I'll meet someone, like get done playing a show, and they're like, "Dude, are you rolling so hard right now?"
Yeah, you mentioned that everyone thinks you're on Molly at shows.
Yeah, like not like my like close friends and people that I've known for like a long time, like obviously, but. Yeah, it's always like that awkward. Like, there's this time I was playing at Cervantes, and I like got done playing, walked back downstairs, and I was just like hanging out, and some girl was like, "Dude, you're fucking rolling hard." I was like, "Nah, I'm not." And then she just would not shut up about it. So I was like, "Whatever." I was like, "Oh my god, someone get me some water!" Like, I can't feel my face, and she was like, oh, "I got you." Like. He would not stop saying, "Dude, oh my god, you're so fucked up." I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna embrace it.
Wait, did you try to mention to her that you have cerebral palsy?
Yes, and she thought I was lying. She thought I was full of shit.
What the fuck?
It was so weird. It was this odd experience, and she had these wide eyes too. So I think she was kind of like probably fucked up on something, but.
Probably Molly. I mean, so that's the thing I've noticed, right, is whenever you get high on something, like for instance, when I was young, like 20 years old or whatever, I'd take acid like all the time. And every time I took acid, I was like, oh man, everyone's on acid. I can tell. Like everyone.
Dude, that's the crazy thing about acid is you like feel like the whole like world is just one heartbeat. Sometimes you're like, wow, we're all, have the same mindset about things.
Yeah, you start to think like everyone's having a very similar experience, and sometimes that can manifest itself in you thinking that everyone else is on the same drugs that you're on.
Yeah, and no, it's really weird. I kind of, I for sure experienced it. I've kind of laid off the past couple of years because I feel like I was seeing like, I need to see that, psychedelics, I guess.
What happened to your computer, by the way? Because you were mentioning before that there's like some story to tell there.
Yeah, so my computer is like a 2012 MacBook Pro. It's a like I've had it since I graduated high school. But there's a cord on the back that apparently, like, if it fucks up, it can't find your hard drive, right? So I thought I lost my hard drive, and I was freaking out because I can't find my external either. But I took it to this shop here, and he was like, yeah, man, I mean, honestly, it could be a hard drive. Like, you could be completely fucked. But he's like, it might be this cable. And he got the cable, and I'm pretty sure he came in last night. But he called me last night, and he was like, hey, man. I was like, hey, like, just tell me, man. He was like, so... And he was being so slow about it. I was like, dude, you're like, stop. Like, come on. Like, please tell me. And he was like, yep, your laptop's fine. Your hard drive's fine. And I was like, thank God. He's like, that sounded nice, huh? And I was like, yeah, of course. So, but it kind of sucks, though, because I have a Bandcamp subscription. So I had to, like, tell him today. I was like, hey, I'll put them out next week. But
Oh, yeah. How's the Bandcamp subscription thing work?
they just, like, there's a price that I can set, and they pay like a certain amount a month. And I just told them I was gonna put out, like two songs a month or 5 songs a month. It just changes. Just depends on how much I'm trying to put out. But I like it so far.
And a lot of the songs that you put out, are they just for subscribers, or does it go out to the public as well?
No, it's just for them.
Crazy. That's a lot of work to do, because like you also want to release stuff publicly, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure.
So how do you sort of differentiate what goes to subs and what goes to the public?
Well, I have like an EP that I already finished. So I'm just going to like sit on that for like 2 more months and just, keep putting out shit. Cause there's not like I don't know. I don't feel like right now there's not like a time frame to like pump out a lot of songs for the public.
Yeah. It's kind of a good time to just be like riding. So when shows do come back, you've got material and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks too. Cause like the 5 songs I have from my EP, like, haven't gotten to test them out a single time on a crowd. So it's like, are they okay? Are they good? But I don't want to send them to like a lot of people either, because I want to be like a surprise, I guess. So,
dude, that track you released recently called Back Up is so sick.
Oh, thank you, man.
I'm a big fan. Have you played that one out?
Yeah, wait, have I played that one out? No.
Crazy.
I know, man. I was bummed.
That tune would 100% slap so hard on a dance floor.
Thanks, man. That's what I like. I made it, and I was like, shit, man. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, this would be fun as hell to just play out. But
yeah,
it's all relative, I guess. We'll figure it out when shows get back.
Yeah. When you play shows, is it primarily your own stuff that you play, or?
Yeah, well, the past like half year and more, like I guess 8 months, I've finally been more like comfortable playing like mostly my stuff. But I didn't have a lot of shit made like 2 years ago. Honestly. Like I really didn't have a lot. Like I probably had like 40 songs total.
Oh, that's
2
a
years
lot.
ago. Yeah, but at the same time too, I was like, nah, that song sucks. I'm not going to play it out. Like Carl's always like, dude, play your fucking songs, man.
I'm kind of the same, to be honest. I think everyone's kind of like that. I always get like mad self-conscious about my tunes because like not enough of it is like 150 BPM shit in F or whatever.
Dude, I know. I was shocked when I saw you live. I was like, because I was expecting like, like a fucking just straight up IDM like bill set, and I was excited. And then I heard your shit. I was like, oh shit, he's throwing down bangers right now. Like,
yeah. So when
tight.
I play, I mean, I've sort of learned the lesson the hard way over the last 10 years or so that IDM, as sick as I think it is, nobody thinks it's sick at a club at midnight. Like everyone's
very
trying
true.
Yeah, people are.
I mean, I would, but yeah, the general patron is not paying to, hear that. I don't know why. It's kind of odd. It's like, that's why I kind of like certain shows that are like marketed towards that. Like, hey, he's going to be playing that set here. And it's going to be this whole thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's because you're a producer, right? So you can appreciate the more sort of boutique, like technical, weird shit. And it's the same with me. It's like a big reason why I like a lot of music is for the sound design in it, right? Or like a big reason why I like a lot of music is just because it's sort of different and bent out of shape and weird and unique. But that for a lot of people can be challenging because they're not used to it and they haven't explored music as heavily because it's not what they do all day, every day, and so on and so forth. And therefore, it's you kind of want to be like, that's the majority of your audience, right? Are people like that. So you kind of want to pander to them a little bit, which means playing simpler, more understandable on the first listen kind of stuff.
Dude, is that not kind of like crazy though? Is like, I don't know. I just found this out over the past, like, 6 months, maybe like 12 months, that the songs that I don't expect to go off always just go off. And it's so
funny.
weird.
I was chatting to Anand about this today. Not about songs that go off live, but songs that go off on Spotify. So stuff that gets a lot of plays on Spotify. And like two of my biggest tracks, like one of them is called Screening, and it's a collab that I did with my visual artist Funny, and it's just this like glitchy down-tempo chill tune, but it has like 700,000 plays or something.
No, I saw that like 2 days ago because I was just curious about like your Spotify, because I kind of had the same thing. Like my top played song on Spotify is this like a house song with this my friend Sky, and it's so odd. Like I would not expect that to be the top played song on Spotify.
Yeah,
but
like another one of my big tunes on Spotify is called Last Day in Spain, which is just some like weird glitchy thing I made with G Space. And
that song's sick though.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too, but I never would have thought that would have been a song that would have got more than like 20,000 plays or something. Like,
yeah, because it's just like a like kick and a snare and a cool bass line. Like it's not anything like crazy.
Yeah, but that's kind of what
good.
People look for, I guess, on when they're listening at home, is sort of more weird, unique, strange shit or something. Or maybe it's like, well, I guess a lot of the reason why you get plays on Spotify is through playlisting, right? So maybe it's just like these gatekeepers who are like, oh, I want to put together some playlists or whatever, will generally be looking for the more unique sounding stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it's cool too to see, like, you could like, I keep finding people on Spotify that I've not heard of, and they have, like millions of plays on Spotify, but their SoundCloud is just dead pretty much. And I think it is because of like a lot of like playlists, that has a huge thing to help plays.
Yeah, a lot of lo-fi people are like that, I find.
Dude, yes, a lot of lo-fi people.
Yeah, I have a few friends who do lo-fi. One of them's name is Delayed, and he writes music also under the name Refrac.
Oh,
but
dude, fuck yeah, his shit's awesome.
Yeah, Refrac is sick, and Delayed is also sick, but his Delayed project on Spotify is insane. It's got so many plays.
I need to check that out.
There's another guy who's actually on Belegal Beats. His name's Julian Meyer, but he has a side project that's all lo-fi called Sandport, and that also gets like millions of plays on Spotify. It's insane.
That's so cool. Dude, okay, doesn't Refrag have like a side thing with what's his name? Is it DMR? What's it called? I think it's called a neck, like AENAK.
I'm not sure.
Dude, you should check it out. It's sick as fuck. They make like it's like halftime beats, but it's like slowed down a shit ton.
I'll write it down.
So
how do you spell it?
AENAK.
ANAC.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. You should, like, if you're friends with him, you should ask him how it's pronounced. But
yeah, I'll ask him. Yeah, Joe's got he's had a strange career. Like he kind of just came up in the Soda Island thing, and then he got a bunch of crazy jobs. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about him publicly, but he was doing ghost production for some like really, really fucking big artists, and yeah,
dude, that's honestly one thing. Like, it's not like I want to know it to like, put it out there. I just want to know it to like just know who is like huge and who is like having their shit, produced by somebody else.
Well, I think like once a lot of people get up to that massive level, right? Like Bass Nectar was, or still is, I suppose. And, people like, let's just say Bass Nectar or Marshmallow or Illenium or something like that. Like, yes, they produce their own music to some degree, but I think once you get that big and you scale up to that level, you kind of need to get a lot of help, especially like, you need to get help on the management and the agency side and all of that kind of stuff. But it seems like these people eventually start to get help on the music side too, but they kind of frame it a different way, right? Like, for instance, with Bass Nectar, you're not really looking at his music and being like, oh, it's all ghost written, but instead he just puts his name as a collaborator on all of the tracks with other people. Like, for instance, you know, like the G Jones collabs or something, or the just collabs who he does with anyone. Like, I could only imagine that probably it is the collaborator who's doing more of the work, right?
Right.
For instance,
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I feel the same way. And it's not like that's like said out loud, but I could just hear it in the songs that are being put out with each collaborative song. I was like, that sounds like their song with slight things changed.
Right. Yeah. There's a remix that he did of the Trees and Symbionic tune.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It definitely sounds kind of just like the original, but with a different kick and snare.
But see, he had like this odd thing where he was so, I mean, he like his name is still, you know, huge, like as opposed to, or with all this shit that he did. He had this odd thing where he was like, I can like help you just by putting my name on your song. Like, it's going to help you. So like, I feel like a lot of artists didn't even say anything. They're like, okay.
Yeah. At that point though, it becomes like a little bit of a, like a pickle for you, right? Because you, on one hand, you're like, yes, I want to, it's like a predicament because you're like, I want to get a shitload of plays on a tune and have my name more well known, and you know, probably the 25% that he offers me for royalties will be a lot more money than I've made off any tune. I mean, anyway, but at the same time, it's like, fucking do some work on the tune still.
Yeah, like I can just speak from like my experience. Like when he put out that mixtape in like May, and he like did a flip quote unquote of my song. Like I was like partial about it because I don't know. It felt odd to me for him to put his name on that song when all he did was like add some hats.
Is that like it was just hi-hats?
He added hats and added like some like sub bass. That was pretty much it.
Huh. Fair enough.
Yeah, so I was like, but like I couldn't like, but it's tight though because it for sure, you know, like help people find out about, you know, my songs. But I don't know.
Yeah, I've had a few collabs with big people like that before, where it's kind of like I did most of the work, and but you can't say like no to the thing because it's just so beneficial.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just I'm just telling you how it is. So
right. Yeah, I think the problem is when like the general public don't sort of understand, and then it becomes this like big gray area of
yeah,
like who deserves the attention for being good at production and not.
Which I don't care about in the long run. Like that's not what I'm like making my songs for people to be like, wow, he's good at production. Because I'm still pretty shit, but like that somebody sent me a text and they're like, dude, that collab of Bass and Director is so tight, and I was like, oh, it's not a collab. But like I didn't say that back to him because like I'd sound like such an asshole if I was like, actually it's my song, but he just like, you know, I'd sound like an idiot.
Yeah, true. I want to go back to talking about like the subs on Bandcamp thing. I'm just curious how that works. Because I've thought about doing it before, and I know that other people do it like Cursor and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's crazy with it. He pumps out. He pretty much only puts out shit on his page now.
Yeah, I mean, he probably makes a living though just from writing tunes, right?
He does. Yeah, and he like 100%.
Yeah, which is kind of what you want.
Exactly.
How far are you off making a living just off having subs that you put tunes out to?
That's probably way in the future. But I mean, I'm gonna sound like a dumbass, but I just found, like, I haven't checked my like Spotify and like Apple like pay until like 2 days ago. So it's been built up for like 2 years. So that was a nice like find. I was like, oh, cool. I forgot this existed.
I did the same thing with DistroKid, actually. I uploaded a bunch of my tunes to DistroKid.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then I totally forgot about it, and then checked it one day and had 10 grand sitting there and was like, oh shit, nice.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is sick. But no, it's probably a long time. Like, and plus I'm not trying to like make that my job per se. I honestly did it just to like push myself and be like, all right, I have to make songs. Like, it kind of helps me like be like motivated to just keep making shit.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. I should do that.
Dude, I feel like you could easily knock out 5 tunes in like a month easily. Or like, you know, it isn't like 5 is just, that's being way, way excessive. But
to be honest, I don't write that quick anymore. I mean, I can write quick if I want, but personally what I like to do, like I'll write it. For instance, I streamed for like 3 hours yesterday with Haywire, and I wrote the majority of a tune. Yeah, it was fun. And I wrote the majority of a tune whilst on stream, and I'm pretty happy with it and stuff like that. But I feel like I need to sit on it for like months before I can be totally comfortable with releasing it, because my tastes are so specific on a single day. And then they're so specific like the next week, and then they're so specific the week after that. And I need to sort of like keep coming back to a tune with these like specific weekly tastes that I always have, and sort of add my flavor from each of those weeks into the tune.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like at the end of a few months, I have like a pretty good snapshot of what I like about music. Like it's got like all of my ideals within the one tune kind of. Whereas if I just make something in one day and release it, it's kind of too hyper specific in one area.
I can totally feel that. There's a song that I made before on my laptop, and I did the same thing as you, because I have been doing that a lot lately too. Is I just will produce on Twitch, and it helps me. I don't know why. It's like having eyes on me like makes me not just want to like sit there idly. Like it makes me be like, all right, I gotta just keep working. But the song that I made, like I played it the next day, and I was like, God, it just sounds like like a Tennyson song. Like it was just so like yeah, I was like, this is too genre specific. But a lot of the time though, like the songs that I like the most, it takes me like 2 days. I don't know why. It's like I start it and then I can't stop until it's done.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good songs, though, are just pretty simple ideas usually. I find quite often I'll overwork my stuff, and then that's another reason why I need to spend 2 months on it, right? Because it's like the first couple of weeks are just me overworking it and making it too complicated and too fucked up. And then I kind of need to step away from it for like a month and then come back to it and be like, oh, okay, I see what I've done wrong here is added way too much shit. And
that's smart,
actually,
though,
the idea is just like this one simple riff, and I need to just remove everything and leave that there, and then maybe use all this other crazy shit that I created as just like little flavors and fills and shit like that.
Yeah, dude, I can say I've fucked up a lot of songs just from like, I'll get the main idea down that should be the only idea, and I'll be like, nah, it's too simple. Like, I should add, some fucking crazy break right here. And then I start going into this like deep hole, and like, I just change the song completely, and I just fuck the whole song up.
Well, there's this weird ego thing as a producer, I think, where you make something that's kind of too simple, but it works really well. And you kind of have this feeling of like, I need to make this more technical so it's more legit or something. Like that was too easy to make, and therefore it's not legitimate enough. I often feel like people, like, I don't know if this is true for everyone, but it's definitely true for me. I put a lot of effort on value. A lot of value on effort. So like how much effort was invested into a thing is kind of how much I think it is valuable. So if I invested like thousands of hours into a fucking tune, I'll just immediately think it's more valuable than something I made in 20 minutes,
Right. I feel that. I actually, just to that same idea, I feel that's a big problem. A lot of like upcoming producers also, they want to be like, I gotta like show off my skills to get, like respect, I guess. But it doesn't, like, I had to find out the hard way. Like, I'm not trying to make songs for like producers, like I'm not trying to impress other producers. I'm trying to make fucking music. Well,
yeah, you want to make stuff that's enjoyable for you, but I mean, it's awesome if you can make stuff that's enjoyable for you, and that is enjoyable for the lowest common denominator.
Exactly. That
is also intelligent and impressive to producers. That's kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah, like you don't want to get too insane where it's like, whoa, how did that track go? Because there's a lot of amazing music that I like a lot, but like if I showed it to the average Joe, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like way too technical. Or
Way
heavy.
too techy, and it's like odd time signatures. And I'm like, yeah, but he did this here. And they're like, it still sounds bad. Like, it doesn't sound good. I'm like, I think it sounds good. But yeah, to the normal person, it doesn't.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Is like technical prowess can be a reason to like something, even if it doesn't sound good. And I mean, that shit happens in visual art a lot, right? Where somebody will make like some crazy fucking sculpture out of their own shit or something. And everyone will be like, oh, that's like so impressive that they did that. And that took so long. And like, look at the amount of shit that they had to physically produce to make a sculpture of this size with their own shit. And you're like, yeah, but it literally looks like shit.
Yeah, no, it's like the whole saying that you can't polish a turd. Like, literally, you can't polish a turd. Like, it doesn't matter how much you like how much you add to it. It's still like, that's still poopy. Like, whatever you say, it's still crap.
Right. Going back to like Twitch stuff, I kind of feel the same way where when a bunch of people are watching me, it's almost like you feel this need to perform. Mm-hmm. And therefore you're not going to sit there idly because, you know, a bunch of people are relying on you to be entertaining, basically.
Yeah.
But I also find that it's like very similar to a collaboration in the sense that when I'm sitting there streaming, people will say things in the chat like,
dude,
yes. They're like, oh, you should like put auto pan and distortion on that or something. And then instead of me being instead of me doing the exact thing that they're asking of me to do, I'll do something else. And they'll be like, oh, that's not what I meant, but that's also sick.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's kind of like a weird collaborative process between just a bunch of random people backseat producing in the chat and your own ideas or your own interpretations of what they're saying in text.
Yeah, dude, I 110% agree with that statement because point in case, I was making a song the other night. And someone was like, hey, you should add this to here. And I added that to to the part they were talking about. And it sounded sick. And I was like, thanks. Thanks for the advice. Like, yeah, it was like almost like a collab, like what you just said with like me and the whole chat room.
Right.
And it was awesome.
Here's a question. Do you think that people in Twitch chat do more or less collaborative work to a tune than some big artists do to their own tunes?
That's a good fucking question. I mean, honestly, it could go both ways. Because, like, dude, the fucking, this big artist, I guess, the Vorso and Opio shit that they just put out was fucking sick. And
yeah, it's great.
I can tell that it's both of them, like, completely, which is awesome. But, like, yeah, like, say that they, like, tried to make that song in, like, a chat room, like, I feel like the chat would just not know what to add to that song, like their songs, because I don't know, their shit is just really technical, but it's in the best way. Like, it's all in like 4/4. Like, I did not expect that. I expected like some halftime shit.
Yeah, but it's like kind of housey vibes almost.
Super housey. Yeah, it was really cool.
I wonder like what the ethics or legality are on when you would have to credit a Twitch viewer for giving you advice in the chat that then made the
I thought the
song
same
better.
thing. I thought the exact same thing. I was like, should I like message this guy and be like, hey, what's your like your SoundCloud?
Yeah, because honestly, I mean, like, I think I'm a little bit of an authority on this subject because I've done so many collabs.
And you've done so many.
Dude, I've done hundreds. But like, at this point, like, collaborating on Twitch, when people say things to me in the chat and then I take those things and use them in my song and they turn out to be good pieces of advice, and you know, maybe that person gives me 10 good bits of advice during a stream, that makes the tune way different than it would have been if they weren't there, and way better than if they weren't there as well. That's more than a lot of people I've collaborated with have done to tracks that I've put their name on before.
Yeah, and like plus shit. I mean, say like I was on inside your Twitch stream, right? And I was telling you all this shit to do, and then you put that song out. I'd be telling all my homies like, dude, I told him that. Like, I did that. Like, that's me telling him. But like, I don't know. Like, there's just a cool thing now. Like, it's kind of like this pre-quarantine. There's not a huge, for at least like producing, there wasn't a huge like community for Twitch, and now it's like every night I have like at least 2 friends streaming on Twitch.
Dude, it's so good. Yeah, I really like Twitch. I've been doing it since like 2014 or something, and it's so good to see it like finally popping off.
So how do you feel about how, like, because I feel like, you know, like people like you and like Tom Kyoto, like frequent, you know, y'all all been on this posting your production online, and now it's like everywhere. Like, is it like a positive thing or like?
Yeah, man, I think it's great. I think like whenever a bunch of people get into a thing, it's a net positive for that thing, unless that thing is racism. But like,
yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
But you know, like electronic music, when I first got into it 15 years ago or something like that, or even longer at this point, I got into it when I was like, no, it was probably about 15 or 16 years ago. And when I got into it, it was, especially in Australia, just this weird underground, like toy music, fucking Lego bullshit that like no one would get into, right? Like everyone was into like metal and rock and like thrash and radio pop music and shit like that. And electronic music that like at the time I was into Psytrance and Aphex Twin, basically, was just seen as garbage. It was just seen as this ridiculous, like sounded like toy music. And now it's like so many people have gotten into it for various reasons. I mean, people have just realized that not all electronic music is four on the floor kick drum music.
Yeah, that's a huge positive, honestly.
Yeah, and also people who are making it have realized there's a great reward for making it now because there's an industry behind it that you can earn a lot of money from and gain a lot of fans from. Now it's seen as like this really serious thing, right? So this thing that I really love, electronic music, is now seen as a really good thing, and there's a giant industry flourishing there that I'm able to now make a living doing what I really love to do. So that's a huge positive for me. And I feel the same way about streaming and tutorials and educational content online and sample packs and all of this stuff. Like, because so many people have been interested in making sample packs and so many other people have been interested in downloading samples to use in their own songs, Splice exists. And
Splice pays on the unshared. That's probably a huge source of income for you, because I know you put out a shit ton of packs on there.
Yeah, Splice is great, but also like, you know, that infrastructure wouldn't have existed without the precondition of a shitload of people needing samples and a shitload of people making samples, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of just middlemaning between those two kinds of people. So yeah, I think like this educational content thing and streaming thing that's going on is pretty much just going to create more infrastructure in the industry for things like that. And yeah, it's a net positive.
I agree. I like it because I just kind of think about like myself 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Like, I was just always trying to find just like one tutorial, like two, that like actually taught me something. And it was so hard to find. And now there's so much out there. It's like so easy to access, you know, the kind of sound you're trying to make. So I think it's a huge positive.
Right. That's the thing, is, you know, think about in 2008, when everyone was trying to sound like Skrillex. Yeah. And nobody was really able to do it. And as a result,
crazy, right?
Yeah, you kind of just got like all of this shitty B-grade sounding Skrillex stuff, which was not that fun to listen to if you're trolling SoundCloud, because you'd just run into bullshit all day. But now everyone's able to make Skrillex songs pretty easily because the tools exist, right? But now what's had to happen is Skrillex has had to become unique in different ways via his songwriting and via innovating in different ways, because everyone has access to the same sound palette now, basically. So now it kind of like has this whole meta to it. It's like, it's kind of like, well, now everyone has access to the same shit. So like, what's going to differentiate you from everyone else, and what's going to make you unique from everything? And then the whole of electronic music gets like way more interesting because of that.
It does. And like, it's cool for like, say someone like him, like he's just a huge, like he just produces like pop fucking hits now, you know?
Yeah. He's working with Justin Bieber, obviously, but also, I think he's doing stuff with a bunch of big pop artists as well, right?
Yeah, he always has. I think over the past like 5 years or 6 years. But I mean, I was the little like asshole when like all that shit came out, and I was like, dude, this isn't real dubstep. Like, have you all heard of the screaming like Cookie? Like, that's real dub. Like, and like just a little piece of shit, like, you know. But I finally grown out of that like years ago. But it's kind of this thing where like you had like this like attitude about like a certain genre, and it's like the people who find it first are like, no, I found it, like that's my thing. And then when it starts to like catch hold, it's like, dude, what? This is so not like how it should be. And you kind of get like mad about it. But I think he was the first one to like completely just like the whole fucking like I remember being at my high school hearing fucking Bangarang play over the fucking high school speakers, which was wild. Like at like pep rallies, I was like, what the hell? Like, is this like huge? So yeah, he definitely paid the huge wage just for it being like out there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's been a huge positive for the electronic music as a whole, right? Like because of Skrillex, dubstep didn't die. You know, it could have easily died without him doing what he did. Because remember, I mean, I remember when Scream and Benga and stuff were pretty big, and I felt like they had their time in like 2005, 2006, and then it was seriously on the decline in 2008. And it was like dubstep was not really a thing anymore. It seemed to be, I don't know what was going on at the time. I can't remember. But then Skrillex came out with Scary Monsters and stuff like that. And all of a sudden it was like the biggest fucking thing again.
Yeah. See, I didn't find out about like Scream and all that shit till like 2008 or 9. So I was kind of late to the whole thing. And then, I mean, but I'm glad that kind of sound is like stuck around, you know, like shit like Outlook, you know, that still exists. And it's huge.
The festival?
Yeah. And like in Croatia. Mm-hmm. And that's mainly that kind of sounding dubstep and like drum and bass, you know?
Right. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they have this experience where they'll have a connection with a thing that they hear. For instance, you know, for you, it may have been Scream or whatever. And then there's some variation on that thing. And then the person who has the connection with the original thing is like, that's not the right thing. It's too varied from the thing that I had the connection with. Therefore, it's not the same. Therefore, it's bullshit. And I feel like this happens a lot with people who read books and then go watch the movie of the book thing, right? Like for instance, Game of Thrones or whatever. You know, people who read it will watch the TV show and be like, "This is bullshit. It's not the same."
Yeah, I actually watched all of that. As soon as quarantine hit, I hadn't watched it yet. I watched it all.
I still have not watched it,
dude. It's fucking epic, honestly. Like it's not like I was like I don't like watch it. I just didn't ever like. I was like, dude, that would just take a lot of time out of my days, like because I know I'd probably like it a lot, and I did.
I've watched a shitload of trash TV since quarantine
like
hit. So, oh man, you don't want to know.
I do want to know. I do.
I binge watched an entire series on Netflix called Too Hot to Handle, where it's just a bunch of these like douchebags who
How did you watch, dude? I watched the first one, and I was like, oh,
dude,
no.
I watched all 8 episodes.
Fuck yeah, good for you.
It was the worst shit I've ever seen. And then I watched this whole series called Rhythm and Flow, which actually wasn't too bad, with like Chance and
I've heard that's like super fire. I still haven't watched it.
It's pretty good.
I've watched a lot of shit too, man. I mean, dude, I started to watch fucking this show like 2 nights ago. It's amazing. It's called Love on the Spectrum.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
It's about these people who live in Australia. They all have autism. And it's about them trying to date people, and it's just fucking...
Is it reality TV?
Yeah, it's real. No, I mean, like, the show is more about, like, showing, like, what what autism is. Like, it's not really about the dating part. Yeah, it's kind of... But it's wild.
That seems like it could get pretty hilarious.
It does. It's really awkward at times, too. Like, it's super awkward. But it's a fire show.
Yeah. So speaking of Game of Thrones, there's that dude in it who they call the Mountain, right? Like that giant fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually watched this show about strongmen that was on, I think, Hulu. And basically it was these like 4 strongest dudes in the world who would just go around the world trying to lift really heavy shit, pretty much.
Oh, shit.
That was also pretty trashy TV, but also somewhat interesting. Dude, strongman stuff is crazy.
Yeah, no, are those the guys who like get the huge, like they like powder themselves up and like do like huge like fucking boulders and like pick up the boulders, put them on like something and then get something else, put them on something.
Yeah, it's called an Atlas stone.
Yeah, it's, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, some of them I want to say they weigh like 800 pounds or something.
Speaking of the fucking you go ahead. Just to the mountain. Do you know the comedian Andrew Santino.
No.
He has a podcast. He's fucking hilarious. But he's kind of like the whole like he does a lot of shit with like Bobby Louie and like Theo Vaughn and like, you know, that whole crew of people. But he actually went to the Mountain's hometown and like did a whole interview with him.
Damn. So it looks like the record was Brian Shaw, who lifted a 560-pound Atlas stone, which was titled the Manhood Stone. And then
that's worth it for that title.
And that record was recently broken by a guy called Tom Stoltman, and that was in March 6, 2020, so just before quarantine, and he lifted a 602-pound Atlas stone.
Dude, wow. So the thing is, and it is insane to me, is like the training for that. It has to be your whole life, like how your diet, how you sleep, what you do, like day to day, like it's your whole life, because that's so much weight.
Yeah. So one of the episodes that I watched, they were in Minneapolis or something, right? And Brian Shaw lives in Colorado, and he was like, "Oh, it's so expensive for me to travel because I have to fly all my food in and shit." So like he said whenever he stays at a hotel, the hotel needs a kitchen. And he needs to eat like 6 times a day. He eats 10,000 calories a day, which is like 5 times the amount of food that you or I would eat in a day. And it's just all very specific food, like very specific lean proteins and like carbs, like rice and shit. And he just has to like fly in like a huge box of food and have a kitchen in his hotel room and stuff.
And the thing is too, he probably burns that shit off so fast.
Well, yeah, the dude weighs 450 pounds, so it's like just walking around.
How tall is he?
6'8". Yeah, the dude's massive.
He is a mountain.
Yeah, I think this guy might actually be bigger than the mountain. How big is the mountain?
Question too. Aren't you a fucking mommy? Don't you like watch your mom's house and shit like Tom Segura?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so the mountain is 6'9" and 403 pounds. So he's a little taller than Brian Shaw, but he's not quite as heavy.
Yeah, not even close. Wait, you said Brian Shaw is 6'8" and how much?
450 pounds.
Dude, that is it.
Wait, let's see.
I want to see what he looks like.
He's 440 pounds and 6'8". Yeah, he's fucking massive, dude.
Holy shit, this guy is huge.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Imagine being like just like trying to walk home and you see that guy just come out of like a fucking alley. I would turn the other way and start sprinting.
I've got to imagine you'd be faster than him by like a lot.
But I mean, that's kind of like, dude, all right, so like football players who are like, they play like DN, which is like they're on defense, then play like the far right side, and their like goals are just like get the fucking quarterback. They're like same height as him, and they can run like a 40-yard dash in like under 5 seconds, which is fast as fuck.
But they're probably not 440 pounds.
No, exactly. No, you're right. But there's some that are like mid 300.
And they can run. Wow, that's fucking quick.
Fast as fuck, yeah.
Jesus, yeah, you wouldn't want a 300-pound, 6'8" guy running at you at that speed. That'd be bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like they're just trying to take your head off.
Jesus. There's a video on YouTube of Conor McGregor fighting the mountain. And
really?
Pretty much for like, I want to say 5 or 10 minutes straight, Conor is just like dodging and weaving and just punching him in the stomach and like punching him in the kidneys. And like the guy cannot touch Conor McGregor because Conor's way too fast.
Dude, he's a crazy fighter, man. He really is.
Yeah, and then after like 5 minutes or something, the mountain just taps out. He's like, I'm fucking way too tired.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Because he's like, trying to keep up with this dude who's like 150 pounds and just a little.
So are they just like sparring, or like are they like actually like fighting?
They're just sparring. I mean, it's not like a real fight or whatever. Because I think, Conor had to like actually do a real fight like the next day or something.
I just feel like if that was like a bar fight or some shit, then Mountain just like grab him. But I mean, I guess he can because he's so fast. He's dancing around him.
Yeah, I would say even in a bar, you'd have maybe even more trouble because he could hide behind tables and shit.
I've never gotten like a bar fight. I mean, of course, there's been people, trying to start shit, but I've never gotten like a legit bar fight. I don't plan to.
Yeah, me either. I don't think that sounds like fun at all. It sounds dangerous. And
I've been at shows before. Like there's a show that I played, and some kid was trying to like I don't know. He was just off his fucking rocker, but he was trying to fight like 5 people, and he was trying to fight me, and I was like, dude, don't, please, come on, like chill out.
Damn, I've never had anything like that at my show, but one of the weirdest experiences I've had at one of my shows, and I don't actually think I've told this story before on this podcast, is I was playing a show in Calgary, Alberta, and it was just after I'd gotten my visa and moved here in 2015, so it was like 5 years ago. And I was like sort of sitting, like usually before I play, right, I'll sit on the stage under the decks, and I'll just sort of wait there for the like couple of minutes before I play. And then I'll get up and like plug my USB stick in and start playing. But I think actually at the time I was playing off my laptop, so I had to get up there and set up my laptop and stuff. So I was up there like setting up, just like hunched under the decks, and I did a fart, and then I could just smell like pure shit, and I was like, I've definitely shit myself. And I was like super paranoid, thinking that I'd shat myself. And then I like quickly went to the bathroom, checked, and I was like, no, I haven't shat myself. And then I came back to the stage to play, and I could still smell like just this pungent
dude, what did you eat?
odor of shit. Well, no. So here's the thing, man, is then I saw this like giant clearing on the dance floor, and I was like, what's going on? And I like just played my whole set and like didn't acknowledge it too much. And then after the set had finished, someone was like, oh man, did you see like someone took a giant shit on the dance floor? And I was like, no, I did not. What happened? And basically what they said happened was somebody had bought cocaine, and it turned out that the cocaine was cut with baby laxatives, and then they like did some, and then all of a sudden needed to shit and like couldn't get to the bathroom in time. So they tried to pull their pants down and shit in a bin, and just totally missed it and shat all over the dance floor.
Oh my God. Wait, okay. I wasn't that is an incredible. So wait, so that shit smell was like, that made you think that it was your ass? Like you were like, oh my God, I shit myself.
Well, I fart all the time, but like I just farted like while I was setting up, and was like, cause I could smell shit, I was like, did I just shit myself?
That is, oh my God. I wasn't at the show, but there's a producer named Brightside, and it was at, I don't know if you played Aisle 5 in Atlanta, but it's a tiny hall. Yeah. Okay. So so it's like, it's a hall pretty much. And apparently some dude shit behind the soundboard during his set. And like just the whole crowd, because it's like, a fucking just giant corridor. The whole crowd just, walked outside and was like, fuck this. Like, we're not going to stand inside here and smell shit for the entirety of the set.
I wonder what artist would have to be playing for nobody to leave.
Right? That would take some amazing tunes. Someone's like
maybe a tip a set or something.
Oh, dude, for sure. Well, dude, if kids can sit and smell teams and snug teams the whole set, I think shit is the least of their worries. I hate the smell of teams. It's just like...
oh, man, I kind of like the smell of demons, to be honest.
I don't know. It just like, ugh. It smells like... Well, okay, I think why I don't like it is because, like, the first time he played in Suwannee for his festival there, I hadn't smelled means like my entire life. Hadn't been like close to it, so I didn't know what it was. And this is like day 2 of the festival. I was being nasty. I hadn't really, brushed my teeth a lot because I was at a fucking festival, which that's not an excuse. I was being nasty, but I thought it was my fucking breath the whole night. So like the whole time during his like crazy like journey set, I'm just like checking my breath. I'm like, oh my God, like how is it this bad? Like, and I think that just has like made like a bad imprint in my head. I just can't get that mindset out of my head. But
it's funny when you like smell a bad thing that like we both had this experience of thinking that it was us that the smell was emanating from.
Yeah, and it just like it killed my whole vibe the whole night because I was like, dude, I can't talk to anybody. Like I heard someone saw me in the crowd like, yo, hey, what's up? I was like nodding my head. I just didn't open my mouth because I felt like fucking SpongeBob when he like talks and he like comes out of his mouth.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it was gross. But that was that actually like that those 2 days like completely like changed my outlook on like my like production.
Just from hearing all the sets and stuff.
Well, I saw fucking Skylar play. That was the first time he ever played to anybody.
All
And
right.
like, well, probably not the first time he's played, but like that was the first huge set he's played. And like I was fucking blown away because I hadn't heard any of that shit like ever. And it was just on like this insane function rig, and I was like, "What the fuck am I hearing right now?" It was sick.
Yeah, Skylar sets are great. He really knows how to put together a nice set.
Yeah, he's mastered the live set for sure.
Yeah, he blew up, man. He got real big real quick.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that set he played there like was what like started the whole shit. Because that was when like no one really has like heard of him except for like, you know, people who are producers pretty much, and then he just fucking took his shit on the crowd. It was tight to see though.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Hey man, it's been awesome to talk to you. We've been talking for a little over an hour, which is about where I try to cap these things just because I feel like A, people don't really listen for much longer than that. For the most part, and B, I have to go do some shit.
Same, I gotta go to work.
Oh, really? Like, are you working through the?
Yeah, I got a job. I work like 60 hours or 50 hours. It's like it changes. It's like it ranges from like 40 hours to like 60 hours. Lately, it's been not so high on the 60-hour side, but
damn, what do you do?
Yeah, dude, fucking COVID, bro. Right now, or the past, like since COVID started, I deliver like our actual COVID test to like labs. Like I'll go to a hospital, get a test, drive back to a lab. So that's why I asked about like podcasts, because I'm always playing podcasts because I can't just like play tunes all the time. I'll get tired of music.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to people talking.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, fuck yeah, man. We'll enjoy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy it. You don't have to try and say it. It's not gonna be fun.
Oh, I mean, you're just driving around. Sounds all right.
Yeah, that's not bad. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, of course. Where can people find your stuff?
All my shit is just Vector VCTRE on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah.
Sick. Easy. All right, man. Have a good one.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Mr. Bill podcast. These episodes are edited and uploaded twice a week by Robert Fumo of 303podpro.com. You can also support the show, get early access to episodes, and hear bonus content by going to patreon.com/Mr. Bill's Tunes and becoming a patron. Please rate and review on iTunes unless you're going to be a little shit about it. And all the links to my various platforms are at MrBillsTunes.com. Thank you.